Wait for it. Can I be heard? Yes, I can be heard. Can you be heard? Guys, make some noise.
Hey.
Hello. So you guys can be heard. I can be heard. That must mean it is time for the Geek Battle Show here on the Extreme Improv Extremes YouTube channel, as well as the Geek Battle YouTube channel. Head over to www.youtube.com/@geekbattle. Smash that subscribe there. And tonight we're going to have lots of fun and games. We're specifically going to have fun and games. It's a requirement. We're also going to be talking about some things that are happening in the world of geekiness. For example, we have a new Superman in the distance. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's David. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but his last name's got sweat in it. That's weird. Right, now anyway, on the show tonight, we are going to meet all of our panel, and they're going to give us a random geek fact in our introductions round. So basically tell us who are you, where you're from, sort of thing, as well as a random geek fact in the quest for a bonus point. And Marty, say hello to the people.
Hi everybody, this is Marty in Atlanta, Georgia, in the deep south. I'm just trying to kill time so that I can get to my file that has all of my geek facts in it.
I thought you meant you were just trying to kill time by being on this show. It's like, hey, I'm just trying to kill time until something better happens.
I've only done this show about 100 times, and I always forget that we're supposed to have a geek fact at the beginning. So I am an idiot.
Marty, we're going to come back to you, but I'm afraid that you may be able to redeem yourself, but that is a minus point there. Right.
Minus?
Yeah, Cap and Fave. Say hello to the people.
Hail from the land of leopards, elephants, and crocodiles, otherwise known as Sri Lanka. I'm Capital Dave, and my geek fact for today, kids: watch subbed anime, don't cheat with dub, because who knows, you might be run onto a job where you have to speak Japanese, so watching sub helps. No, that's not my fact. My geek fact is, Daffy Duck's middle name is Sheldon. Yes, Daffy's full name is Daffy Sheldon Duck.
Wow, that is definitely worth the point there. Well done, Cap. Okay. Now, bonus point if you can tell me, like, a famous cartoon character, or like, something from... yeah, it definitely was on a cartoon, called Sheldon. And tell me who it was. Bonus point if anyone can tell me who Sheldon was from a cartoon. Like, okay, Nick.
From Cartoons and Friends, he was one of the characters.
Yes! Nick, you get a bonus point. Yes.
I can't remember.
Orson's Farm. So when you'd watch Garfield and Friends,
right,
there'd sometimes be episodes and it would just be a story set on Orson's Farm, and Sheldon was the egg. That is specifically who I was thinking of.
That's right. Yep.
Wow. On that note, Nick, we'll come to you. Say hello to the people and give us a random bonus geek fact if you have one.
Hello, my name is Nick. I'm coming from Virginia, as always. And the random geek fact for this week is I'm a former professional Magic the Gathering player.
You're a what? Former what?
Oh.
Former pro Magic the Gathering player.
Wow. I didn't... Well, yeah, that's That's cool. So definitely worth a point there. If it's true, so everyone else, they just need to say they were former, this or former that. Gerald,
What was your jersey number?
It's a trading card game, so
This is a comedy show.
Oh, but in that case, it would be, I don't know, 666. Why not?
Wow, that goes right into the depths of hell. Okay, Gerald, say hello to the people. Give us a random geek fact.
Hello, everybody. Gerald out of Seattle, and because Cap started it, something that popped in my mind is Sid is Cookie Monster's real name.
Cookie Monster's real name is Sid. How? Okay. When does that come up?
I don't know, but I've seen it in various facts, so it must be true.
I will take that. I will take that. Yeah, that's great. Okay, and Andy, say hello to the people.
What's up, world? Hi, people from New York City. And my fact of the day just basically will say that I think most of the world that follows comic strips and all that stuff knows that DC does great TV shows in general, yet their movies usually kind of mess up. They do need to make a Marvel vs. DC movie cinema, and hopefully Marvel could save it, but, that should be my geek for the day. No spoil.
Do you know what? That is definitely... Well, yeah, I'm going to give you a point, but here's the thing. Just because it's an interesting launching off point, so that's always worth something. But I don't know if Marvel can save themselves nowadays. So that is, a problem in itself. Marty, did you conjure up a geek fact?
I did. Gerald's reminded me of something. It was
This
recently...
is derivative minus another point there, Marty.
Hey! I'm going to give you something that's going to rock your world, man.
Okay.
It was recently divulged that Grimace, people didn't know what Grimace was from McDonald's.
Yeah.
He's a taste bud.
What?
Oh, that's disturbing.
Yeah. He's a giant purple taste bud.
Wow. How did that happen? You pinch your tongue on a mousetrap or something?
Yeah, so sleep soundly tonight knowing that.
Okay, minus another point, I won't sleep. Right, so
Hey!
I've got to go. It's a running gag now. It's a running gag, so we have to.
It's also supposedly his birthday. I don't know what day in particular.
Wait,
but...
it's Grimace's birthday.
It was a couple of days ago because I have a friend who a bunch of their friends dressed up as
Wow.
McDonald characters and went and had purple shakes.
Do you know what? That is a really interesting fact there, Gerald. Bonus point. So, moving on. Let's react to some stuff. We have Tim in the comments. He says it's funny that all these franchises are made up of superheroes, but they cannot save themselves. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, let's start with what Andy brought up there. Do you think, with James Gunn now running things over at DC, that we may eventually have that crossover, that he'll be like, hey, I'm good friends with Kevin Feige, let's, Marvel, you're starting to dip without me. DC, the other guys ruined it, but everyone can benefit if we do Marvel versus DC in like 5 years' time. Will it happen, Cap?
Well, Marvel might be up to it, but Disney, no.
Why do you say that, though, Cap?
I don't think they'll be able to do it because, again, Disney has a lot of regulations on their own how they operate, and they haven't done a crossover since Roger Rabbit. And now, because many rules shifting, then I don't think the producers or the co-heads that they never agree to it.
Yeah, okay. Marty?
I am of the opinion that James Gunn, what he says cannot be trusted anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like he's a sellout now.
Yeah.
And the main reason for that, and I will say this, I have not seen it, but I do not have a wish to see it until it comes out on TV and it's free.
What, Flash?
I'm hearing The Flash is just nothing but a big, huge train wreck of a movie. And he blatantly, I believe, lied and said, oh, I saw it. It's awesome. It's amazing. And then Andy Muschietti, the director, is like, oh, the CGI isn't bad. I made it that way on purpose.
Yeah.
It's supposed to look cheesy. Well, they're all just a bunch of liars trying to cover their butts.
Yeah, absolutely. It reminds me a little bit of James Cameron for the last 2 Terminator films, where he was like, "Yeah, I've given it my blessing," and he's doing interviews about it, and then the 5th one sucks, and then he's like, "Yeah, I have contributed to the story. This is the true Terminator 3 with number 6," and then it sucks, and and then they later come out and say, "Yeah, it was really bad," and so on and so forth. Okay, here's a thought though. You said the last crossover that Disney did was Who Framed Roger Rabbit. What if they do the new one, Who Framed Steve Rogers Rabbit? Literally do that. He's got a rabbit, someone has framed it, and it turns out that they're from the DC, it's the Joker that did it.
Come on, it's got to be Who Framed Rocket Raccoon.
No, Steve Roger. His
go.
name is Roger Rabbit, so Steve Rogers.
No,
They're
Steve
both good.
Rogers.
They're both good. Right, okay, Gerald.
When Disney buys DC, then it could happen.
Yeah.
And that, with how they've been acquiring stuff, they've had some peaks and valleys there, but that could be. The other thing is, and I lost it, I think the last crossover, if you think about it, for Disney, if you consider Pixar a part of Disney or not, would have been, what was the one with the big guy?
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It
Oh,
Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Nick, were you going to say something?
So about 15 years ago, let's say, there was the Amalgam line of comics that was that did a riff on, the character that always comes to mind for me was Logan Wayne, which was a combination of Batman and Wolverine. And it was kind of awesome from what I recall. I remember really enjoying that line.
Oh, Shadow Claw. It was
Dark Claw.
Yeah, Shadow Claw.
Dark Claw.
Dark Claw. It was a Malcolm
Yeah,
comic, I believe.
Yeah.
I'll come to Andy next, just because we haven't heard from you in a little bit.
I kind of think what would help the Marvel and DC combination joining the two would bring back Zack Snyder, who did make Justice League the second time around a lot better than the movie, which is horrendous. But him bringing back the second time around on video was great. So bring him back for the Marvelverse DC. You heard it here, folks.
Okay, Andy, you mentioned Zack Snyder, so you get a bonus point. Well done there. Right, okay, so that's how it works. That's how it works, Marty. What can I say? Right, okay, Gerald.
So Amalgam Comics was actually a blend between Marvel and DC that they did as a combined thing. They also have done some others in comics where they had, I believe it's the Avengers versus Justice League of America. However, the thing is all of those things have been out of print for years. And from what I've heard, there's little to no chance of them becoming in print anytime soon. And I think that's something, if they do, there's a ton of money to be made there with the toys and everything else. So as long as there's money to be made, it'll happen at some point in time. It's just going to matter when.
Let me just add onto this. The interesting thing is probably this crossover. I don't specifically remember it because I'm not so much the comic book guy as movies and TV and that. But I imagine that was probably before Disney bought Marvel. Am I correct in that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And here's the interesting thing: Disney Plus, I noticed in the last week or two, have finally added the Incredible Hulk because some license or whatever with Universal, whoever had Incredible Hulk, ran out. They never did a deal to make it so they could make a sequel to the Hulk. I assume this now means that they can make a sequel to the Hulk if they've now got the full rights to it back. But who knows? But
bring back Edward Norton.
Exactly.
There's been a lot of conjecture, but Disney has not come out and confirmed that.
Yeah. Do you know what? We've got some interesting comments here. Cruise Princess 6157 says, "Go nerdy Gerald." I'm going to take that as the meaning to be a compliment. But First
That's
Last
my
says,
wife.
"Oh, okay." First Last says, "Kingdom Hearts is all about crossovers." Now that's a video game that's got loads of Disney characters in it, but then it's the video game company Square Enix. So yeah, Disney have been willing, I guess.
One of my all-time favorite video games.
Okay. And so that's like Final Fantasy meets Disney. So, but we've never got the Kingdom Hearts movie. Marty.
I was just going to ask Gerald if he knew, since those things are out of print, are they more valuable because of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The comics.
Yep. Yep.
Does anyone have one? Does anyone
Well, I
have
have
one?
I have
they're
a
not
copy of X-Men and Teen Titans.
Yeah, so those ones are older. I think they did them probably back in the mid 80s at first. The 90s is when they really did it, and they did 2 rounds of the amalgam ones. They had like Wonder Woman and I'm trying to remember who it was on the Marvel side. But they basically took a character or characters and they sort of basically blended them together, like the Dark Claw one.
I don't have any
some of them were pretty good. Yeah, that was when they were printing a ton of stuff. So, like the trade paperbacks, the collections, those things can go for $50 to $100 easy, just because they're not available. So the individual comics, depending on what they are, they can be worth something. They're not going to be a ton because of the time that they were, and that's when basically it was like peak comic era. So there's a lot comparatively, but you can probably get the set of the first or second amalgam, and I think there's like 10 issues or so each, probably for $50 or so, maybe a little bit less.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
was just wondering if my X-Men Teen Titans was worth anything.
Probably not. Send it to me, Marty, and I'll dispose of it for you. So probably
If
not.
I send it to you, will you take away all my minus points?
Yes. Right. Cap save.
But you take them off upon receiving the comics, right?
Cap.
So the last time that there was a possible crossover was that one with DreamWorks, where Rise of the Guardian, Jack Frost, and the fans kind of created this ship between Jack Frost and Elsa, and that was really huge at the 2012, probably 2013 that time. And the director for Legends of the Guardians actually came out and said he would be open to direct a film with Elsa and Jack Frost together. So,
Now, Cap, when you say really huge, my first question is, who are any of these characters you're talking about?
Frozen, David, Frozen.
Frozen?
Yeah.
Hey, Cap,
Elsa,
it's never going to happen. Let it go.
No.
Okay, so, look at this. Dave MC in the comments says, have a great night, lads. I'm currently stuck in a universe where everyone is buried in the sand. What? I'll see if I can dig my way out of this. Okay, if you like. Now, guys, something to bring us on to is that we can come back to this crossover stuff because it might be relevant anyway. But we have a new Superman and we have a new Lois Lane. So the new Superman, I'm trying to find where their even names are. Yeah, David Corenswet. Now, I'm going to be honest, the only thing I particularly like is the fact his name is David, which is my name. I don't know this guy from anything. Like, and I'll also be honest, when again, if we were on StreamYard, I could bring it up easy. He kind of just looked, if someone just showed me and said, oh yeah, this was an old photo of Henry Cavill, I'd have just looked and said, oh, okay, like that. So why replace Henry Cavill when you're just casting a guy that looks like Henry Cavill in it?
I agree. I was like, that's a young Henry Cavill.
Yeah, it is. They've just well, we can't use Henry Cavill. Who are you putting in it? Henry Cavill.
Maybe it's Henry Cavill's clone.
It could be. This is genuinely what it might be. Just de-age Henry Cavill. Do that whole mustache thing again.
I think
Well,
it's
they did
also
that with Luke in The Mandalorian, and everybody was pissed. So apparently somebody learned their lesson about that.
Well, yeah, maybe.
But I think it's mainly because studios are mostly like to get younger actors, where they can get a very cheaper deal, and they can I think Elizabeth Olsen also came out and said this in the first Marvel movie when she was signed. Like a lot of the movies, they were not actually paying her a lot of money. They were very close on the rate that she signed in. And Tom Holland also kind of probably has that same problem, I think. But I think Tom was a little bit later, so he took some advice, and there were things that came up. So Henry Cavill, again, he's been around the block, and if you're getting him for more 10 or 5 movies, I think the pay is going to be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, no, that is a fair point. Like Henry Cavill, Like, to be honest, like they've messed him about so much. If I was Henry Cavill, I'd be like, look, I'll do it for free. Just bring me back. You know, Marty.
I don't know anything about this David Cornsweat guy. I'm okay with a sweaty Superman if that's what it's going to be. But
Superman doesn't sweat though.
Well.
My God! You know what? Sorry to interrupt. Just 1 second. But I tried to bring up a picture, and on the website The Verge, the headline is James Gunn new Superman's looks just like the old one. It's like it's the same guy.
Oh my God! It really does.
Like, okay,
20 years younger.
yeah, it is just Henry Cavill. I can't get it to focus today. Oh, that's a pain. But yeah, it's literally just the same guy.
He's like, go find Henry Cavill, younger, that we can pay less.
Yeah, absolutely.
But nobody really knows who he is.
He looks just like the old one. What's the point? Okay.
I was going to say, with the casting of Rachel Brosnahan, I think it seems as though they're trying to get back to the Margot Kidder kind of version of Lois, more moxie, more just a lot of personality.
Look,
in your face journalist. Amy Adams was just too meek for Lois.
Does anyone know what's her name? Rachel
Brosnahan?
Yeah,
I just pulled it up. She was the main one on The Marvelous Ms. Maisel.
Oh, I love that show.
Is it a thing that Lois is always meant to be older than Superman? Because this Lois is older than David, Mr. Sweat, right? And Amy Adams was significantly older than Henry Cavill. I wondered if that was meant to be a thing.
I don't know.
Superman goes for the older woman sort of thing.
I think we should call him Mr. Sweat from now on.
Yeah,
though.
Mr. Sweat.
In the cartoon, though,
Oh my God! Hashtag no sweat. It should be. Sorry, Cap. Go ahead.
The cartoons, though, she was already working for the Daily Planet, and Superman just, finished his school and joined the Daily Planet, so I'm assuming even in the cartoons in the 90s, he was meant to be a little younger than Lois.
Wow. Okay, Marty?
I just created a new drinking game for this show. Anytime Capelthave starts a sentence with "in the cartoon," everyone has to drink. We will all be dead from alcohol poisoning.
Okay, but look. Okay, so there we see David and Rachel. It's not good. It really doesn't like.
You guys look fabulous, David.
Sorry.
You really do look fabulous, Dave.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God damn it! It's not going to show me.
Cap on that one.
I can't show him clearly today, guys. I do apologize.
Let me try to get it.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Just 1 second. Check this. When is the blockbuster quality Warhammer movie starring Henry Cavill coming through? That's a good question. I don't know. Anyone know on that one?
I don't think it's going to be a movie. I think mainly they're going for either animated series or live action series, probably.
They're doing
and it's still in production. It's very, very small news. If the dog's barking through my audio.
They're doing another Warhammer movie? What?
Yeah, like it was like Henry Cavill's Constellation Prize when it was like he's being fired from Superman. They're like, well, he's making Warhammer and he collects them. There we go.
Has there been a Warhammer movie before?
Do you know?
There has been
one for years.
There has been animated series and there's also an animated movie.
Is that the one with the big teeth, the people with the big walrus teeth?
No, that's World of Warcraft. That's World of Warcraft.
Oh, I thought they were the same thing as well.
What's that?
What kind of geeks are you, man?
You're just like Graham Norton, David.
No, look, I don't know. Look, all I know is that I'm not getting the DC universe that I was expecting. I think the best thing they can do. Oh, okay, go on, Marty. There's a bunch of stuff to react to, so we'll get through this.
I'm just wondering, has anyone here seen The Flash?
Has anyone seen The Flash? Andy, we spoke about this last week. Right, so does anyone care about spoilers at this stage if literally no one's willing to go and see it?
I don't care.
Right, so
at
what
all.
what was the deal with Nick Cage? Because apparently, if you haven't seen it, he turned up on set and filmed it, and then they replaced him with something that looks like a PlayStation 2 game. Right, I'm going to bring this clip up. I'm going to find this clip. Nick Cage, like literally, when I was like, I'm hearing all the rumors, I'm just going to go on TikTok and see this clip. And then I saw the clip and I was like, what, that's it? It's like, well, I don't need to see this film anymore because he's only in it.
As Superman?
Yeah, like, well, look, here we go. So, you won't be able to see it well because my stupid phone, because it's not focusing today. But look, there's a giant spider, and look, I'm going to definitely get demonetized. And look, oh my gosh, who was that? We didn't quite see the face. And he's going to blast it, and look, YouTube, I'm moving it around, so don't demonetize this, just for this, right? And then look, we're going to see this, because it's only like 10 seconds. It's less than.
Wow.
It's like, oh my god, Nicolas Cage. And that's it.
Nicolas Cage as Bizarro?
Nicolas Cage, he looks like a PlayStation 2 video game character. And that's all he's in it. He doesn't say any words.
Again, like a PlayStation video game character.
Yeah. Now,
it doesn't matter. He got paid. That's all he cares about.
Well, no, here's the thing. This is what I would pitch. Now, I haven't seen the film. Now, Andy, you can tell me if this actually does happen. Because it's got this whole multiverse thing. But they may as well, like, at the beginning of Marvel, when it shows up with the word Marvel and it shows loads of clips, that's basically how they do the whole multiverse in this film. Where it's just like, the Flash is running, and it's like, oh, look, there's some spheres, and there's Adam West stood there. And then you see a CGI Christopher Reeve come down, and then you see Nicolas Cage, and then you might see one or two others, and that's it. What they needed to
They'll
do...
be like, bye.
What they literally needed to do, they needed to have the Flash in peril. They needed to have Michael Keaton's Batman there. They needed to be like, have all of the bad guys who are in the film. I don't even know who the villain is. I assume it's just Reverse Flash or something, right? They need to have all of the bad guys. And like Batman stands up and he's like, he's got no powers. And he's like, Alfred called for some help. And suddenly Nicolas Cage's Superman lands next to him. And he says some stuff, bear with me, and then suddenly Brandon Routh lands down as well, along with George Clooney, and then last of all, Christopher Reeve lands down, says one line that they've taken the old voice clip of, they all zap their eyes together to destroy the thing, and then he could be like, if you need us, we'll be there, and fly off! Just actually have them interact with the characters.
I would watch that movie.
And that's Avengers Endgame.
Yes! And do you know what? People liked that one. Ever since then, Marvel have forgot how to do it, and DC just needed to do that. Look, the other thing, like, I don't think anyone else here is a Doctor Who guy, but when they did the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who, they had two of the Doctors together. They had David Tennant and Matt Smith, and then they brought in John Hurt as a mysterious missing Doctor. But then in the last scene where they were all going to lose, they were like, oh, the Doctors are there. And they're like, all three of them? They were like, no, all 12. And suddenly they showed all these old clips that showed that they were in their TARDISes flying around. And the big thing was that the 12th one hadn't actually become the Doctor yet, and it was the first time you saw him. And the world went crazy, and everyone was happy. And then...
who was the female Doctor?
Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah, was she the 13th or 14th Doctor?
Well, she's known as the 13th Doctor, but actually she's about the 56th, because they decided in the most recent series to say that actually there was 100 Doctors before the first one.
No spoilers!
It's not, no, sorry Nick, I don't mean to give a spoiler. However, Chris Chinballs, who ran it, spoiled the show by saying that there was a million other Doctors. Right, so yeah. Sorry, I didn't realise that would be a spoiler if we were Doctor Who fans in the room. So, anyone else want to react to The Flash? Andy?
Yes, I won't give spoilers, even though, those that want to see. I'm one of those that you would call an idiot, because I condemned it. I saw it day one. Then I wanted two of my buddies to go see it again after I criticized it. And the reason I did was because we had a few drinks, and I'm like, screw it. Maybe it's more fun than you drink. It is more fun, but people don't like when you kind of trash the movie. When you kind of, when you're drunk, you do those little dumb things. But some people actually did like my little comments afterwards, which is always good.
Yeah.
Did say you actually made the movie better, which you're a little stupid, which I usually don't do, but at least that part was good. Usually, it doesn't work out that way. Again, I didn't like it. None of my friends liked it, but they did like that we were drinking and we were then kind of riding off kind of one of those old style when you had the heads criticizing the bad movies.
Yeah.
Mr. Science Theater.
So we kind of were doing the Dr. Science where I was the main one because they're like, wow, you were right. They're like, can you please hush it down? Then we actually had other people that are kind of new, which was pretty funny. But yeah,
yeah. Oh, just 1 second. So a couple of comments here. My general thought: Disney has ruined all. Says Cruise Princess, and then first last it says it's like a less funny version of Brad Pitt cameo in Deadpool. It was.
Yeah.
And but like the crazy thing is, unless it was fake, I've seen a photo that Nick Cage was actually on set for this, and that's all they did.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like, come on. Right. Anyone else want to? Well, like, I won't give more spoilers because I know. I in the end, I just looked up what are all of the cameos in this film, and I don't think there's anything to be excited about. Marty.
I think the main reason that I decided that I didn't want to see this movie, even before it came out and there were reviews, was every picture of Ezra Miller, he had the same stupid expression on his face. And I'm like, what?
Cap's doing it, that's right.
Cap is doing it right now.
Absolutely correct. Wow.
And I went, what is the deal with this thing? This is weird.
Yeah.
So,
Nick?
I don't know.
But that is every picture I've seen of Ezra Miller. He has what I like to call raging Ezra face.
I think
resting Ezra face.
in the Dumbledore one, he was mostly like.
Oh yeah, he was emo. He was emo in that.
Yeah. What was the character in that called? Credence or something? Credence?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Dumbledore's brother or something like
Right.
that.
He's bare bones.
Yeah.
I love.
But
I really like.
his-
I
Okay.
really like Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
I think for Ezra Miller, the problem is though, even in the Snyder movies, I don't think the Flash had much character in it. He was the comic relief in the film. That was not a thing. I mean, like you can do that with the Flash, but the thing was they had too much serious characters in the Snyder movie. Like Superman is serious, Batman is serious, Aquaman is lightly. So you needed some relief, and you needed a young guy like Spider-Man in the film. But the problem is you took that. And then you put that to the whole film, people are not going to like it because everyone in this film is kind of, not very serious, kind of funny.
Have you seen it, Cap? Have you seen Flash?
I have not seen it.
Oh, you've seen it. Sorry, I forgot. You've seen the memes, of course. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, look, guys. Go on, Nick.
The other thing was that Marvel did very well that DC did not do is that they gave all the characters an individual storyline before like the Avengers. I knew about Tony Stark and Hawkeye and all the other characters, and I was invested in them. When Justice League came out, I had exactly 0 reasons to give half a crap about any of the characters.
Well, yeah, that was the problem because, when they did
Although
Batman.
I would say,
Go on.
Although I would say this though, they recently wrapped up the Dark Knight trilogy. Everyone already know who Batman is. So who cares whatever version you're getting? It's Batman.
Yeah, Joe. Well, Cap, I take your point there, but they did do Batman v Superman, which gave us a sense of Batman. It even introduced us to Wonder Woman. But then in Batman v Superman, it's here's a 10-second clip of the Flash. Here's a 10-second clip of Aquaman. It's these are the characters we don't know. These are the ones we need more of.
For them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the problem is they never should have went to the Batman vs Superman that quick. They should have done Man of Steel 1 or probably Man of Steel 2 as well, because we don't know much of Henry Cavill Superman either. At least, but again, it's Superman, so you can get away with that. But bring in Aquaman, bring in the Flash movie in the middle of it, and that's why we can okay, we like these characters.
Well, I agree, but let me pitch this to you as well. Imagine if they'd done the Batman. So even if they'd done say before they did Man of Steel 2, they did the Batman, and it was going to be Batman and Deathstroke as they always planned. And then, like, the last 10 minutes of the film, he's defeated Deathstroke, and he stood like this in Gotham, or wherever it is, and then suddenly, bang, there's a huge explosion, he turns around, and that's when General Zod and whatever come fighting through the building. And so he's literally had the whole film, but then suddenly, it suddenly jumped into... You didn't realise that it was a prequel directly before the events of Man of Steel. And suddenly General Zod is there, and it just ends with Batman holding that child or whatever, and he's just looking up, and he's like, I'm going to destroy this guy. And that would have set up Batman...
This is a way better movie.
Well, exactly. James Garden, look, let's talk. We'll sort this out. Now,
I'll get him on the phone. I have his cell phone number.
Yeah, I bet you do. Okay, guys. So to segue this on, we can talk about if there's anything else we've seen this week and stuff. But I want to bring up first of all, who here has seen Secret Invasion, or whatever it's called?
I haven't been.
Okay.
No spoilers. I don't care.
What does anyone think about it? Out of interest.
I thought it was the setup was decent enough that it could go in a really interesting direction. And that's what I hope happens. Beyond that, I can't really... I will say this, I don't know, I hope I'm not spoiling anything for you, and I don't know if they'll do anything with it, but I was excited about Olivia Colman's character because her last name is Fallsworth, and that name has...
Professor Farnsworth. It's Futurama is back as well. I love it. Okay, now go on. Who's Farnsworth?
And that has connections with Captain America during World War II, in the comics. So, I don't really know what they're going to do with that connection in the MCU.
I love a good spy thriller, and I love Marvel. And like I told you guys last week, Samuel L. Jackson is one of my all-time favorite actors. So I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with him. I love the character of Nick Fury. Like the way David feels about David, Mr. Sweat.
Yeah, Mr.
Is the
Sweat.
way I feel about Nick Fury. Because my name is, of course, also Nick.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the character of Nicholas J. Fury, who is a badass.
Okay, so Nick, who did you prefer? Samuel L. Jackson or David Hasselhoff? Because that is both Nick and David at the same time, so that has to be the better version.
So, here's the thing. I love the Hoff and everything he's ever done, except for I hated him as Nick Fury.
I just wanted you to say, except for I hated him in Knight Rider and Baywatch.
Wait. When the heck was David Hasselhoff was Nick Fury?
Oh my God, Cap! I have to find this for you.
Late 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like early 90s or late 80s, something like that. It was a
Late 80s.
TV movie.
Right. So let's look.
Terrible.
Nick Fury, David Hasselhoff. Again, I hope this works. So it was 1998. So this was literally 10 years before the MCU. We had the Hoff as David as Nick Fury.
I remember watching that show and questioning all my life decisions at that point.
I'm not gonna lie, he looks great. They need to bring him into the Secret Invasion. That would I'll be okay. So I'll give my quick view on it. I think the second episode, is it out today? Is it out this week already? Because we'd spoke about.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen episode 2 yet. Okay, I have not seen episode 2 yet. What I can say is I thought the first episode was really boring. Like, not much. Like, once again, I'm like, no. It's like, who's the villain? Who's the villain? It's like they're going to have like the reveal at the end of the penultimate episode, whoever the villain is. And like Nick Fury stood there and was like, I'm going to shoot you because you're clearly a bad guy. And then he let him blow people up on that. It's like, this is bad direction. Right, anyway. And here's the thing. I also watched last night, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. that whole sequence with Nick Fury where the bad guys are coming after him, that like 10-minute scene was better than this whole first episode of the Nick Fury show. Okay, go on, Marty.
But the villain is the Skrulls.
Which one?
That's
a bit racist. You can't just say all of them are bad.
I don't want to spoil anything, but there is a particular Skrull from the comics who is a little bit extra. He's a little bit more than the other Skrulls. And during the trailer, I got a little bit of a hint that this Skrull, this extra ultra Skrull, might show up. And if he does, then that links with a future MCU movie that's coming out.
What, Secret Wars or whatever?
Fantastic Four, exactly.
Okay. Right, Andy.
Yeah, well, that's, at least over in America, they call it the Super Skrull. In Marvel Comics, that's what...
I was trying not to spoil anything.
That's not a spoiler. That's anybody that knows comics. That leaves back in the day.
Oh no, Super Skrull! That tells me everything!
Wait. Cap didn't know because he hadn't seen the meme yet.
I actually seen the Super Skrull in the Fantastic Four animated show.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody...
You know what wants to happen? Can they just bring in Squirrel Girl into the MCU and just have them just kick the crap out of everyone? Because that's
that's not a bad idea. They should bring Squirrel Girl in, have her kill everybody, and then start over.
Yeah.
There you go. She did beat Galactus.
That's right.
Wow.
So that's a good way to reboot the whole thing.
Well, that brings us to a problem which we've definitely brought up before. Like, eventually, I'll pose this question and we'll come to Gerald, so don't feel you have to answer this. But, like, how will they ever reboot this? Like, you'd have Batman and it was George Clooney, and then, like, okay, like, we're ignoring all of that, and now it's Christian Bale. It's like, right, that's done. Now it's Ben Affleck, and you could get these reboots. But now, even on the DC side, because they're like, oh, we want to keep John Cena in because I created him. And he's like, oh, here's Waller. You remember Waller? That was your favourite character. We're not bringing back Henry Cavill, but Amanda Waller's coming back. It's like, so it's not a reboot then. And it's like, well, how will they ever reboot Marvel? How can they ever just go back to say, oh, this is how Tony Stark becomes Iron Man?
I know how they'll do it.
Oh, hang on, Capita's got like some clicking action going on. I think it's with a musical is what he's saying to us.
Kind of. You can snap that.
Oh, the snap, you mean? I thought it was like West Side Story.
It's the Marvels versus the DC. When you're a DC, you're a DC all the way.
Yeah.
Well, see, like Cap was saying, you kind of have David Hasselhoff, who was Nick Fury. He's a singer. At least he tried to be in the musicals and stuff, so...
In Germany.
He did a great job with those, but yeah, that's David Hasselhoff.
Yeah. So to Andy's point, David Hasselhoff was the original Jekyll and Hyde in the 1989 production, and he was...
I've seen that one.
I'm going to be honest, I think Jekyll and Hyde may predate 1989.
Because that number is insane. I'll be
Gerald,
right.
you were about to...
Gerald was going to say something.
The easiest thing is going to be for DC to reboot because they have the multiverse. Like, that's something that the comics have jumped all through with a lot of the crazy characters that have come out. So, I mean, they can just literally bounce and say, oh, well, this is another universe's Superman or whoever else. Yeah, exactly. Elseworlds as well. Now, that's something, Elseworlds is something that would be very interesting for them to do with movies.
I think they literally have said
very
that.
Picky with the ones they have to do. Yeah.
Like
Well,
the
the
thing,
Joker movies are considered Elseworld,
and the same with the Batman.
I guess.
No, honestly, when he announced it, he says, "Oh, and we're going to have our else." Like that was like it's a few months ago now, but that announcement video from James Gunn was so all over the place.
He'll change his mind.
Yeah.
So, but
Go on, Marty.
I know exactly. I mean, if I was in charge of Marvel, this is what I would do. And I've said this on the show before. With all opening all these multiverses and everything, it's becoming a huge, confusing mess. And you're going to have all of these superheroes from all of these different dimensions and multiverses, all at the end fighting this one villain. I don't know if it'll end up being Kang or who it'll end up being. But then there will be like a crisis of infinite Earths, and whoever is left after that is all the multiverses will close, and whoever's left will be that rebooted universe.
Yeah. Gerald.
The one thing that Marvel's sort of done is they've sort of painted themselves into a corner because they have the connection. They're trying to connect everything. And it makes it difficult because if you're just becoming a fan now, you have to sort of wade through all this other stuff, not only the movies, but the TV shows, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it makes it difficult to engage and jump into it. Whereas, like, if you look in Marvel, they've been successful for the last roughly 20-ish years with their movies. But prior to that, I mean, you pointed out the Nick Fury made-for-TV movie, the Spider-Man movie was horrible, the Hulk TV show was decent, but I mean, like, there's so much, like, horrible stuff that they have.
Explain the Spider-Man
Yes,
first.
thank you, Captain Fave.
Which Spider-Man movie?
Well, true.
Which one did you not like?
Oh, I'm talking about, like, back in the 80s when it was
What?
literally a guy in, like, a really rough-looking
No, that's
costume.
the best
I'm not even talking
Spider-Man
about
of
the
all
ones-
time.
Nicholas Hammond.
Nicholas Hammond.
Everybody knew that.
Oh, I love that show.
Best Spider-Man of all time.
Hey, Gerald, did you see the Doctor Strange movie from the 70s?
I have not. I've heard of it, but I've not seen it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's actually one of the better ones. At least it was at the time. I don't know if it holds up. I'm sure it doesn't.
And Nick, you were about to say.
Oh yeah, everybody knows that the best Spider-Man movie is Spider-Man 3, because we get that wonderful scene of evil Peter.
Yeah.
dancing.
Evo Peter for the win!
Also, I do feel the need to comment that, Nick, you have regenerated. Like, earlier in the show, it looked like your face, it was like you're in witness protection, being interviewed about, like, someone, because you were just, like, silhouetted, and suddenly now you're like, I was like, oh, we can see Nick now.
So which world of Nick is this one now?
It's the multiverse of Nick, you're right, Andy.
Oh, he screwed it up. He should have come on with an eye patch on.
Oh, hang on, a comment here. So First Last says, Oh, a couple of comments here. So, you'd be shocked how much people are willing to just forget things that are part of franchises. Cough, midi-chlorians. I have no idea what that refers to.
Oh,
Midichlorians
Star
for
Wars.
Star
Star
alright.
Wars Episode 1.
that was bad times for everyone.
Okay,
Yeah.
but then they also say, does anyone remember the League of Legends knockoff that used Marvel characters? There was Gaslight Batman with a trench coat and some kind of post-apocalyptic Wonder Woman with a chainsaw spear. That sounds awesome.
When was that?
I have no idea. I remember, like,
League of Legends takes any sort of inspiration from any game. It's like Ben 10. Ben 10 does the same thing. They're like, oh, you want Dracula? Well, guess what? Dracula's an alien now, and he's from this planet. Ben 10 can turn into it. That's what they do.
I want Wonder Woman with a chainsaw. That's cool.
Okay.
That
Well,
sounds like,
it's
Download
that sounds
League of
like
Legends.
if Justice League was set in the world of Mad Max.
Yeah,
That'd be
absolutely.
pretty cool.
Gerald?
You want Wonder Woman with the chainsaw? Just watch Fury Road.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing that would be interesting that the comics have done, and both Marvel and DC have done it, is including, because, and I don't know if it would be as popular now in movies, but the zombies. So, like, there's the Marvel Zombies sort of universe or whatnot, but then also DC has done some stuff with vampires as well now. So that could be something that you know...
My
maybe
concern when it comes to, like, Marvel Zombies specifically, and I think there is going to be, like, it might be animated, but they are doing something with that, is that...
Didn't they do that in What If?
Yeah, exactly. This is what I was going to say. I feel like Marvel are like edging onto things, which is then killing it before they've then got a chance to do it. So they did No Way Home, and it was like, oh my god, the multiverse! And look, and that had already come after we got Quicksilver in WandaVision. And that was like, oh, that was cool. But then they really went for it. And then ever since then, it's like, oh, here's Patrick Stewart. And I said this last week. But then, like, with zombies, it's like, yeah, we're going to do Marvel Zombies. But look, we're just going to do it in one random episode of What If. And it's like, then it's like, oh, yeah, we're going to have zombie Doctor Strange. And it will kind of be like a 3-minute scene in the guy from the guy that made Evil Dead. And it's like, are they going to do Marvel Zombies now? I'm like, do you know what? My enthusiasm for it is kind of waning. Because you keep doing the things before you do the thing.
Yep.
It has existed before, where they ignore everything and just do it for the coolness. But right now it's like, oh, well, good, we'll do it. They'll buy it anyways. But eventually, people will catch on and that will go out of style.
Yeah.
I have one thing to say about Marvel zombies, and that's
Right, guys, look, let's play a game because we're running low on time, and there's been a lot to digest. We've had Secret Invasions, we've had like new Superman, we've had old Superman, we've had Nicolas Cage. Now, let's have a go. I'm going to give everyone a minute, and you can ask me yes/no questions to work out like a famous film or what have you. So let's bring it up, and to go first will be Cap. So, would you like to try and guess a movie, a TV show, a video game, or a character?
No book?
Oh, or a book.
Okay, fine, we'll go with a movie.
Okay,
Fine,
Jesus.
we'll go.
Every time it's a book, I have to like look it up, and like I'm just praying that there's been a movie of it. So, what are you going for, Cap? A movie?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do my best to answer on this. You're going to have 1 minute on the clock, and here you go.
Is it after the 2000s?
Yes, I think so.
Is it a superhero film?
I don't think it counts as that, but some people might, but I'd say no.
Is it a sci-fi film?
I don't think so.
It's not a sci-fi film, but kind of a superhero film. Is it superhero fantasy mixed genre thing?
No, that's not what it is.
Is it a horror film?
No.
So it's not that Superman film.
No, it's not
I've
science
run out of
fiction
the
at all,
genre.
just to clarify.
Is it a comedy?
No.
Does it have a male lead?
No.
Oh, is it a female lead?
Yes.
It could be an ensemble. Just gonna confirm it. Does it star a famous actor then?
Yes.
Who's been in a Marvel movie?
Who's been in a Marvel movie? No.
Okay then. So this was in 2011, 12?
No, before that. But your time is up.
Before
Your
that.
time is up. I gave you a few extra seconds just because it took me a minute to bring up what we were talking about.
This
Nick.
is why I always want book.
Right, yeah,
But
true.
no one.
Okay, Nick, handing over to you. Everything we learned from Cap still stands. Go.
Is it a? Is it a rom-com?
It's not a rom-com.
Do they sing? Is there any type of singing in this movie?
I really don't remember. There's no singing in it. Not that I
So
know
it's
of.
not 500 Days of Summer.
It's not 500 Days of Summer. What a stab in the dark that would have been if that was correct.
Is there a number in the title of the movie?
Yes, there is.
Is it
Wow.
7?
No.
Does
I think I know what this is.
give it to me? Is there a giant rubber chicken in this movie?
I don't think so, but that is time, I'm afraid. Andy, handing it over to you. Go.
Is it a Marvel movie?
It's not Marvel, no.
The DC?
No.
Is it good?
I think people think it's good. It's not necessarily my favourite film.
Can anyone fly?
I don't think so. I don't think it's that kind of film. I'll be honest, I watched this once.
Is it sexual?
Possibly, but I don't know. It's not that kind of show, Andy.
Is the lead person, is she pretty hot?
Somewhat. She was never quite my cup of tea, but she wasn't bad.
Okay, is it Medusa?
Medusa? No.
Is she a kung fu fighter?
Yes.
If you speak multiple languages.
I don't know. That's time. That's time. Oh, okay. Handing over to Gerald. You've got this now. Go.
Is it House of Flying Daggers?
No.
Oh. Is it an American film?
Yes.
Is it placed in the United States?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest. Like, probably at some point, but maybe not. I don't know. Yes, it is.
Okay. Is it Catwoman?
No. And to answer the audience, no, it's not Attack of the 50-Foot Woman.
Oh, that's a good guess. Well, didn't you say it was around 2000 to 2000 something?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That is time, I'm afraid. Okay, Marty, it is down to you. Go.
You said there's a number in the title.
I did.
Does the number correspond with the fact that it's a sequel?
No.
Is it a one-digit number?
Yes. Wait, did we lose Gerald?
Gerald said he had to go.
Oh, I didn't realise that. Right, okay, Marty, keep going.
So it's just a one-digit number
Yes.
in the title.
Yes.
And it's Kung Fu, huh?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I wish I could think of what it is.
Someone's going to be like, that's not Kung Fu, David. Look, close enough.
Oh. Jeez. I don't know what else to ask because I'm hung up on the whole number thing. Female Kung Fu. It's not Eon. It wouldn't be Eon Flux because there's no number in that.
I love the number Flux.
Yeah.
Oh, that is time. Okay, I'm going to give you one more minute between you. Go.
Is it Electra or something?
No!
God,
Is it? It could have a number in it. I really remember the Electra, and it could be something.
Kill Bill Volume 1.
Yes, Nick, you've got it. It is Kill Bill Volume 1. Well done. Well done. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so handing things over. Oh, hang on. Marty's got a delivery.
No, I was coming to tell him what it was.
my wife knew what it was.
Ah!
She's laughing at me.
Fantastic. Okay. Thanks for having Gerald. I know he really enjoyed it, as did I. You're all hilarious, says Cruise Princess. Well, thank you very much. If you haven't done so, smash that subscribe button. That'd be awesome. And check us out. Hopefully Gerald will be back with us very soon. Now, Nick, what would you like to guess? A movie, a video game, a TV show, a book, or a character? Nick. Oh, Nick, you've kind of frozen on us here. Oh, say that again, Nick. Oh, you're back? No, you're frozen again.
Movie, I think.
I'm going to interpret that as movie. Yes, you are doing some Kill Bill stuff. Right, I'm going to interpret it as movie, and your time starts now.
Is it a superhero movie?
No.
Is it a comedy?
It's got elements of comedy. You wouldn't call it a straight-up comedy, though.
Is it Cool World?
It's not Cool World, no.
Is it
Oh, I didn't catch that. Oh, Gerald's back in the waiting room. What happened? Maybe Gerald wasn't there.
animated?
Animated? No, it's not.
Is it in a jail?
In a jail? No. I love how random these questions are.
Yes. Does it have a fox? Or any bugs?
Does it have a what?
A
A
fox.
A fox. This one doesn't. This one doesn't.
Is it Austin Powers?
It's not, but that is time. Okay, hang on. I just need to check. Gerald, you were back. What happened?
My meeting was really super quick.
Oh wow, that's amazing. I thought I was about to say you were like, yeah, like the internet went down. I was like, everyone said you were leaving and now you're back. Right, okay,
You
so
had a meeting that fast?
yeah.
Yeah, it was scheduled for a half hour, so.
Is it
Wow.
about the Flash movie?
It was about the Flash.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so we have changed the order. I don't know if I can just drag Gerald back into position. I can. Look at that. We've got the same order. So, Andy, we're going to come to you now. So, Gerald, I don't know how much of that you heard. We're on a new film. The last one was Kill Bill Volume 1. Okay, so, Andy.
I got it. Me, this guy.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
The yellow-shirted guy.
Andy, handing over to you.
Glassman.
Go.
Is it an action flick?
No.
Is it sad?
Not particularly. Maybe, like, one scene.
Is it a romance?
No.
Do we see anybody from heaven or hell?
Not specifically.
Are there any aliens?
No.
Oh.
Is there any dancing?
Yes!
Okay, that definitely doesn't help me, but is it West Side Story?
No.
Okay, is there any fight scenes?
No, I don't think so.
Is it that 70s show where it's kind of gayish?
No.
Rocky, I was thinking Rocky. I'm sorry.
What a descriptor. Okay, that is time. Right, okay. Gerald, handing over to you. I don't know what Andy established there. May help you or not. And go.
This is a TV show?
No, it's a movie.
Movie. Okay. He said TV show, so that threw me off. Okay, movie. Is it from since 2010?
No.
Between 2000 and 2010?
No.
1990 to 2000?
No.
Holy moly. 1980 to 1990?
No.
Is it
It's from
Abbott
the
and Costello
50s,
meet
guys.
Frankenstein?
Well, sorry, I didn't catch that, Gerald.
Is it Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein?
I so wish it was, but no.
Is it a silent movie?
No.
Is it in color?
Yes.
Is it a horror movie?
No. Maybe one scene, but no. That is time, I'm afraid. Marty, handing over to you. Go.
60s?
No.
70s?
Yes!
Okay, you said there was a fox, but not in this one.
Yeah, that was a slight... No, don't worry. Yeah, ignore that clue.
Oh, okay. So is it a series of films or just one film?
It is just one film.
But are there sequels?
What do you mean?
Are there sequels to this film?
No. This is just one film.
Okay. Are there talking animals in it?
No.
Is it a fantasy film?
In a sense, but not especially.
Jeez. Is it, okay, it's not horror, is it a sci-fi?
You could say there's elements of that, but that's not how it'd be classified.
Okay. Well, is there a classification for it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is it, God, what would it be? And are there people with powers in this movie?
Maybe in a sense, but not really.
Like, is magic involved?
Maybe in a sense, but not really. And that is time. Okay, Capafave, handing over to you. You'll kind of understand, but probably be annoyed at me later for a lot of these answers.
Wait, let me see if my wife knows what it is.
Yeah, go for it. Okay, Cap, go.
Is this an animated film?
No.
Is it Footloose?
No.
Is it a musical?
Yes.
In the 50s?
No, the
Oh, no,
70s.
70s. Is it the plant one? The giant
No,
plant?
it's not that. It's not that.
It's not that. What other musicals were there in the 70s? I only know Hamilton and Wicked. Is it Into the Wood?
No.
What is it? Andy's somehow trying to tell me something, but I can't seem to get it. Is the 70s one? Has Disney made a movie based on it?
I don't think so. There has been a new version.
Is it Antonasia or something?
No. That is time. Okay.
Is it Battle of the Opera?
No, it's not. Okay, one more minute, everyone. It's a free for all. Ask me questions. Go. No.
It's a Rocky Horror Picture Show.
It's not Rocky Horror. It's not Hair.
It's not Hair.
Grease.
Fame?
Is it
Fame. No.
Grease?
No, you're not going to get it this way, guys. You're not going to get it this way. Work it out. Ask questions.
Does it have a male lead?
Yes.
Footloose?
Is it Jekyll and Hyde?
No. No.
Is it Pink Floyd's The Wall?
No.
Is it set during the 70s?
Yeah, it was contemporary for when it happened.
Okay.
Is it Young Frankenstein?
No.
Is it Clue?
It's not Clue. Oh, sorry, what was that, Nick?
Roller skates involved?
No.
Is it History of the World?
No, guys.
That's 80s.
Cap, you're definitely Googling. Marty, you've got a slip of paper. Marty, behind you. Marty, behind you.
That's not 70. Oh, it might be. The Who's Tommy?
Oh, I'm afraid not. Guys, you're going to kick yourselves.
Is it the Grinch? Is it the Grinch?
No, you like.
Yes,
Heavy metal.
Is it well known?
Yes, I'm going to tell you, you've run out of time. It was Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. Willy
Oh.
Wonka and the Chocolate
Damn
Factory.
it!
Yeah.
That was 70s?
1971, I believe, yeah. And it's
Wow.
like elements of fantasy, there's Oompa Loompas, they're not aliens.
Not a lot of music in
the
it.
Fox thing, yeah, it's a big musical, there's tons of songs. When it was like, is there a fox in it? Well, not this one, because there was Fantastic Mr. Fox. I didn't mean to mislead with that, but... and there is a sequel, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. They've never made a film of it. There's the Johnny Depp version. It's not a sequel. It's a... Anyway.
There's a Tom and Jerry animated film based on it, but is there a Disney? Is the Johnny Depp one Disney thing?
Yeah, I said I did. I wasn't.
I think
didn't
it
know.
was.
I didn't know what the Johnny
No,
Depp was.
it was, I think, Tim Burton.
Yeah,
We're trying
Tim
to
Burton.
erase that one from our minds.
Yeah.
That's the one I could call.
Wait, that's not a musical. Which one? What? Like Willy Wonka was? Like the remake
Love
wasn't.
is not a musical.
Willy Wonka
Well,
is
the
a
original
musical.
really wasn't a musical either.
I would not consider it a musical.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, the
Pure
Hulk was
imagination. Like every 5 minutes they sing.
Yeah,
Yes.
Every 5 minutes. Maybe 15 minutes of the whole thing.
No, it says fantasy / musical.
It's a musical.
Oh,
Let's see.
It's a musical, guys. I promise you.
Okay.
There's
Oh yes, it does say that.
Yeah, there's loads of songs in it. Like the worst one is when Charlie's mum has a sad song or something, and literally I forward it, every time. But anyway, guys, we'll look up the track list. Right, you said it was a musical, not on the stage. Well, I don't know. I can't comment on that. Okay, so who's to start the next one? We may run out of time because we're having so much fun. Andy, what would you like to try to guess?
And what were the guesses? I'm sorry. Which, the movie?
Yeah, movie, TV show, character, book, video game. What would you like?
TV show.
TV show. Okay, let's see. Your time is going to start now.
Comedy?
No. Elements
Drama?
of it, but it wouldn't be seen as it. What was that? Drama.
Drama?
Elements of that, it's not what it'd be called.
Any dancing?
One episode.
Were there more than 20 episodes?
Yeah, loads.
Welcome back. No, that's a comedy.
Yeah.
Was there any singing?
In one episode.
Is there a known theme song to the show?
It has a recognizable theme tune, but not song.
Is there a woman main character?
Yes.
Baywatch?
No.
Bionic Woman?
No. Oh, that is time. That is time. Like, audience. The only people that sing weren't just Willy Wonka and the Oompa Loompas. Maybe in the Johnny Depp version, Gene Wilder, like Charlie's mum has a song. The guy in the shop has a song. Loads of people have songs in it. Right. Anyway, trust me, it's a musical. I didn't decide this. Like Gene Wilder and company did. Now, it's not. Oh, it's not Futurama. Okay, Gerald, handing over to you, and here you go.
Is it animated?
No.
Is it 2000s?
I think it started before that, but it may have continued into that.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you know, Nick?
It is.
30 seconds gone.
Does it involve a hospital?
Not prominently. If it does at all.
Is the woman the only main character?
She is the main character, but there is an ensemble.
Oh.
Ally McBeal?
No.
Oh.
That is time. Okay, so Cap, handing over to you. Go.
Is it Buffy?
It is Buffy. It's
Ooh.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Well done. Nick, you were going to say Ally McBeal as well, weren't you?
Willy Wonka,
Oh,
Chocolate
main
Factory.
character.
Oh, bonus point there, Marty. Finally. Right, okay.
So that was the 3 minus points that he had earlier.
Yeah,
That was,
absolutely.
here too.
Okay, guys, we're running low on time, so we're gonna power on with this. Who started that one? It was Andy, wasn't it? Gerald, what would you like to guess?
We'll
Movie?
do movie again.
A movie? Okay, right. Okay, love it. Oh, actually, did we do this last week? We may have done. I'm going to change it. Right. Okay, good. Love it. And here you go.
Has it been since was it done since the 2020?
No.
Since 2000, sorry.
No.
Since 2000.
No.
So it's prior to 2000.
Yes.
90s?
No.
80s?
Yes.
80s, okay. Comedy?
No.
Drama?
No.
Sci-fi?
No.
Horror?
Yes.
Does it have a number in its name?
No.
Have there been sequels, not prequels or reimaginings?
There has been a sequel, yes.
Is it supernatural horror?
Yes.
American Werewolf in London?
No.
Does it take place in the United States?
Yes. Oh, that is time, I'm afraid. Okay, Marty, over to you.
Okay, does it involve ghosts?
Yes.
Does it involve any other supernatural creatures, like werewolves, vampires?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay, is it Poltergeist?
No.
Poltergeist 2?
No.
Poltergeist 3?
It's not from the Poltergeist franchise.
But it's from the 80s, right?
Yes.
Wow, about ghosts. Ghostbusters.
No.
New. Horror movie. Oh, God. Ghosts. Does it involve a haunted house?
Yeah, that's fair enough to say.
The Haunting was the 90s, I think. But shoot. Gosh, I'm kind of stumped.
And that is time. Right, Capital Fave, handing over to you.
Is it The Exorcist?
New.
Is it the Amityville Horror?
No.
Is it The Evil Dead?
No.
That's pretty much all the movies I know. Is it Chucky?
Sorry?
Is it Chucky?
No.
Ghost. Does it involve Scooby-Doo?
No.
If it does, I would have told you.
I don't think so, anyway.
So, is it a demon or just a dead person coming back to haunt us?
Yes.
What?
Okay, well, neither of those. It's neither of those. Maybe a dead person coming back. It's kind of not straightforward as either as that.
Is it the film Ghost?
No, it's not. Well,
Is it the...
it's not either, but it's not specifically either. If that makes any sense. Right. Okay. Nick, handing over to you. Go.
It's an 80s horror film that involves supernatural creatures.
Yes.
Is it... There's not about magic, so not that. Is it Nightmare on Elm Street?
It's not.
Is it Friday the 13th?
No.
Sorry, my connection weird. I watched 80s horror films. Not my part.
Well, what other clues can we get? Who started this one?
Me?
I think...
Okay.
Or no, Gerald.
I think Gerald did.
Okay, Nick, do you have any more questions?
Is the lead character a woman?
No, it's not. No, the lead character isn't a woman, but yeah, you'll find out a bit more. Okay, Andy, handing over to you. Go.
Is Jack Nicholson in it?
Yes!
The Shining.
Boom!
Oh my god!
Yes, correct. Right. Okay, now I know the slight dodgy thing there is, look, they're ghosts or whatever, especially revealed at the end. And then when you see Doctor Sleep, they're kind of given as being perhaps something a bit otherworldly. So I don't quite know how you count what they are. But yes, it's The Shining. Well done, Andy. Okay, has everyone started one?
I don't think I did.
Okay, Marty, what would you like? This is the last round.
I want a character.
You want a character? Okay,
Yeah.
let's find a character for you.
What if he said a book?
Yeah. Okay.
No, I know that's a crisis.
Wow. I need to look up who this character is because the name really rings a bell.
Oh my god.
I can't
Oh my God.
think who it is.
We're already in trouble.
He's not gonna have any of the answers.
Well, no, I know the name, but I just can't think of who they are. Oh my god, what a character! Yes, okay, we're definitely going for this one. And here you go.
Is this from a movie?
Yes.
Male?
No.
Female?
Yes.
Not an alien? An alien?
No.
Superhero?
No.
Is the movie from the 80s?
No.
90s?
Yes.
Is it an action film?
Yes.
Is it Lara Croft?
No.
Crap. Is it, does it involve a team in it at all?
No, not really.
No, just her.
No.
And does she have a love interest?
Yes. That is time. Cap, over to you.
Is it the character from the Titanic?
No.
That's a
Is this from a fantasy film?
No, it's action.
It's action. Is it the Alien films?
No,
Is it an Arnold movie?
it's not an Arnold film.
Is it the Sylvester Stallone film?
It is.
Is it Adrian?
No.
Shit. It's not Adrian. Is it Sylvester Stallone's mom?
No.
Mom or something?
It's not. It's not Stop or My Mum Will Shoot.
So it's the Sylvester Stallone film. Is it a Rambo? Is it one of the Rambo franchise?
No.
Part of the Rambo franchise. So it's an action film. It's not. Is it the Rocky films?
No.
Rocky, no. Rambo. What else does he have?
That
is
is-
it the mountain film?
No, that is time. The Mountain film. Right, Nick, over to you.
Is it a movie that takes place in space?
No.
Is it a movie that takes place in the desert?
No.
Does it take place in the water?
No.
Would it be considered a space opera? No, it's,
Sorry,
does it
space
take
opera.
place-
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was just going through a thought process. Is it in Europe?
No, it's not in Europe.
Is it When Harry Met Sally?
No. Good guess.
Is it Sleepless in Seattle?
No.
It's action.
We're getting so much further away from where we started. Right, and that is time. Andy, handing over to you.
Is there also a male star in it?
Yes. Yes.
There's Sylvester Stallone.
What's going on?
Okay. Does Rambo have a wife that's
Mrs. Rambo.
Is it Mrs. Rambo?
it's, okay,
That's a film I want to see. Mrs. Rambo.
ooh, okay, is there any, is she a beautiful looking woman?
Yes.
Okay. Is she tall?
I don't know. Right. I assume
There's
so.
Sylvester Stallone film.
Average.
Is it a Sylvester Stallone film?
Okay, has she been in a lot of movies?
Yes, but that is time. Okay, Gerald, handing over to you.
Is she a spy?
No.
Does she do kung fu?
I don't think so. She might do a little bit.
I don't know many Stallone movies around that time. Does it mostly take place in the city?
Yes.
Is it futuristic?
Yes.
Oh. Judge Dredd.
No.
That's your club. Yeah.
Oh, that is time. Marty, did we start with you? Have you had a go? Okay, one
Yeah,
more
we
minute,
started.
everyone. One more minute, everyone.
Is it Sandra Bullock from
Demolition
Demolition
Man.
Man?
Is it what, Cap?
Is it Sandra Bullock from Demolition Man?
It is. I'm willing
Oh.
to give you the point. Can anyone, for a bonus point, tell me the name of that character?
Mrs. Rambo.
Mrs. Rambo. I will tell you, it's okay. It is Lieutenant Lenina Huxley. Lieutenant Lenina Huxley. When I saw Lieutenant Huxley, I was like, I know that name, but I had to look it up to know who it was. Sandra Bullock from Demolition Man. How about that? Now that brings us to the end. Cap, because you did get it, and because it's a tie otherwise, I'm willing to say, Cap, you're this week's Geek of the Week, so well done. Well done. Now, let's find out where we can find everyone on social media. I think Nick has crashed out on us here. Marty, where can the people find you?
On Instagram at What Would Jesus Glue, and here on Extreme whenever I have a chance.
Fabuloso. Gerald, where can the people find you?
I'm antisocial, so only here.
Fabulous. Andy, where can the people find you?
I believe Andy Abramson, 9843 on YouTube, and Andrew Abramson, Improv at his best improv for those classes around the world on Facebook.
Awesome. My name is David Pstansky. You'll find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pstansky, which is spelled Pustansky. You can also get my books, including The Improviser's Bucket List, all of which are available on Amazon worldwide. Capithave, our Geek of the Week, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Slotties, where I sing, I dance, I throw myself in a bucket, and I work with puppets. And recently I uploaded a short, what if the gods of war from other mythologies, like Odin, Ares, and Kratos from the God of War series, meet the Hindu God of War, who is a child. So I named it as Divine Comedy, so go check that short out. Also, you can check out the series that I did, short series, What If Gaston had a YouTube channel, you can check that, and you can also find me here on numerous shows.
Awesome. So until next time, audience, stick around and you'll be able to see Extreme Improv extremed in a few minutes. But for now, from me, from everyone else, stay safe, always stay extreme, live long and prosper, may the force be with you, and ciao for now. Boom.